Welcome to the 16-ounce Cinema Podcast.
Hello and welcome to 16-ounce Cinema, where we drink pints and talk pictures. I'm TJ, here with Angus.
Hello.
And Michael.
Hello.
And this is our special Event Horizon Month episode. We've probably said it on every episode when we do the Horizon shift, relating all of our movies to Event Horizon. But we have a tradition going 9 years strong now, right? This is year number 9?
9 years strong, and then this is going to be my 14th watch of Event Horizon.
Right.
You actually know the number?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the amount. I learned it today. It was the amount of years we've done this plus 5.
Okay.
So I guess mine's probably 10.
Yeah, mine's probably 12 or 13 then. So Mike's seen Event Horizon more than any of us.
Did you see it in the theater, Mike?
No. I was only like 13.
13, yeah. I was 11 or 10.
10.
Yeah, we were 10.
I just turned 10.
Well, that's why I thought Mike would have had a chance to see it, because he was a bit older. Because I saw my first rated R movie around 12, I think, is when I went.
Was Mrs. Doubtfire rated R?
Not in theater for me, but
no.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know why it would be. That's weird. I guess the last
Why
time,
would you think that?
Because there's there's a rated R trailer for Mrs. Doubtfire that makes
that thing's hilarious.
Yeah, that thing's great. So that's the last thing I saw about Miss Doubtfire.
You thought that was the actual movie? That's how long it's been. So. You thought the horror trailer was it?
What is it about? Just a cross-dressing arsonist or something?
No, it's like a cross-dressing freak who wants to be near these kids, and so really bad music plays, and it makes it seem pretty obscene.
One of the best parts is he opens up the drawer and then it does that Saw movie shake with the fake teeth and shit inside of it, and then there's the sounds. It's really funny. He's like, I'll do anything for my kids. Every time he makes
one of his funny faces, it's just it plays this really sadistic music. So
the part where he has the pie on the face, it
yes.
goes woo woo, yes. And then they just make it really dark and Everybody go watch that. It's really funny.
I think we might have to link it on our Facebook. Getting back to Event Horizon, we watch it every year in September, even though it came out in August. We should watch Miss Doubtfire
every year.
That's the nature. No, that's the nature of tradition. Event Horizon came out in August, so we watch it every year in September. We debated doing a commentary this year, but we'd like to just enjoy Event Horizon, at least for now. So in place of that,
also the 10th would be the one to do it.
Yeah, you're
that
right.
Would make
the
most sense.
So maybe next year, just stick around, maybe. But instead, this year we're just dedicating an episode to Event Horizon's director, Paul W.S. Anderson.
What does the WS stand for?
You know what? I was looking up little bits of trivia for him for this episode, and I totally didn't look that up. I did learn that both him and Paul Thomas Anderson registered with the Guild as Paul Anderson, meaning neither of them can
use it,
be credited as Paul Anderson. Yeah,
that's stupid.
So Paul W.S. Anderson was, I don't know if Shopping showed him as Paul Anderson or early ones, but then as soon as Paul Thomas Anderson came in, and then they're like, oh well, shit, now no one gets it.
It just seems rude.
Paul Thomas Anderson just came in and ruined it for Paul W.S. Anderson.
What a jerk.
So we decided that instead of doing beers for this episode, we would try to do Event Horizon themed cocktails. So Angus, it's your turn to go first. What are you drinking tonight?
All right. What I did this time was I made a drink that is 7 layers of hell.
Oh boy.
And I'm gonna call it the what did I have the name for it? Barbed wire. It's barbed wire gorgy fuckfest something.
All right.
Okay. Barbed wire gorgy.
Yes, barbed wire gorgie.
Okay.
All right, so what I got here is I bought like the little bottles. I got a Sweet Retreat vanilla liquor, which is 15% alcohol.
Okay.
I've got Hoffland Meisterbitter, which is basically a ripoff of Jägermeister, and it is 35%. Then I've got Original Sheelan White Chocolate Irish Cream.
You're not making it out of this episode.
So did you just drink in a mini bar tonight?
I that's what I did. I bought 7 mini bottles and I mixed them all into one thing. This one is 13.
Oh!
This one is 13.9%.
This is like
Keep going.
alone on a business trip kind of drinking.
All right,
Alone and depressed on a business trip.
Basically. All right, I'm now at Bacardi Raspberry, which is 35%. We got some Jim Beam, which is
40.
probably 35.
Yep.
Yeah, 35. No, 40.
Ah.
I got Vale Cherry Vodka, which is 35%. And to finish it off, I grabbed this one. I don't even know what it is. It's called Black Widow. I got it because there's like a hot like rockabilly chick on it, like drinking
I
a
love
milkshake.
rockabilly chicks. Nice.
Oh,
They're so hot.
That's a type of person I haven't seen in a long time.
But the thing is, like, it says licorice, and then I didn't notice until after I poured the drink. It is 53.5% alcohol by volume.
Oh my! So what did you do? Like half an ounce of each, or what?
I did the half bottle of everything.
Oh
and
my
then
God.
I mixed it with Pepsi Zero.
Oh my god! All right, tell us what it's.
All right, yeah, this is like if your company like flew you out to a convention in South Dakota and while there told you that you were fired.
Oh.
This is my leaving Las Vegas moment.
What part of the film? What part of the film inspired this drink?
The Gorgie.
Yeah, the Gorgie.
Okay. All right, yeah.
Yeah,
And-
just a clusterfuck of just nasty.
For
And
some
I
reason,
can't
I
wait
thought
to-
of the band Gwar when you said Gorgie, so it threw me off.
It's like a cover band that does gore and orgy songs.
Oh my god! It's a perfect cover
But when
band.
I poured this thing, right, and the fucking shit that came off of it, like you guys will see the picture. The foam on it was basically, it looked like brains, like brown brains, and then it turned into like a mildew. And now there's just like this, like, it basically looks like if you have like swamp ass, like, mixed with like bad diarrhea. It's really gross looking.
What's it taste like?
I haven't
Well,
tried
we're gonna
it
taste
yet.
at the end here.
Oh, okay.
So speaking of foam and brains, I poured mine into a skull cup, and the foam was really big because me and my foam, and it was big and creamy and frothy and smelled really strong. And it did kind of look like bloody brains because it's in the skull cup. The foam has gone down now, but the nature of my drink has chunks in it, and it's reddish, so it actually does look like there's just chunky bloody brain blew out the top of my drink. What I'm drinking is a Black Magic. So when I was looking to do a cocktail, I was thinking of trying to do something maybe around the gravity core, but then I only came up with things that were like Irish car bombs. So I was like, well, let me try to find a black drink. So I went to Blackberries, and I actually went online and found this recipe. It is you muddle some blackberries in there. There's bourbon. I used Black Eagle for it. You do a little bit of lime juice, some simple syrup in there, and then you pour a Guinness into it. And it is deep and dark and black and with like a red foam. And I'm excited to try it because it smells syrupy good.
Yeah, I saw pictures of it like when you showed it to me. I want one.
Yeah, I even did the garnish, a little couple blackberries and lime as a garnish. Mm-hmm. It looks wonderful.
All right, well, for me, I picked a simple cocktail called a Negroni, or a Negroni, or something like that.
So, hold on. I thought we were supposed to be making our own drinks. You guys just copied ones online.
Yeah, totally.
Well,
and we were supposed to name them from Event Horizon. Like, that was the whole point of this.
Oh, I was not aware of that point.
We slipped away. Well, see, I was basically about to just create this exact drink, and then it already existed.
Well,
see,
you should have just not told us it existed.
I thought we were supposed
and just
to,
made it up and made up.
Well, then we'd get all the tweets, right? That's what people do.
Who? Nobody. We don't even have a Twitter going.
No, we have a Twitter. It just doesn't.
I said going.
No, we don't need a Twitter. Yeah. Twitter is horseshit.
My favorite part is Mike was so excited about creating the Twitter. He's like, "Oh man, we're gonna have like 2 million followers by the end of the week because I know how to do it." We have 1 follower, and it's my other fake podcast that I never did.
Oh,
I
that's
didn't
great.
even know we had a Twitter.
That's awesome.
Anyway, Mike's drinking a jabroni.
No, a Negroni. It's a Negroni.
Pepperoni?
See, I thought we
Macaroni.
were supposed to pick a cocktail and like make it like about the movie. So that's kind of what I did. But I couldn't think of anything, so I picked a Negroni, which is
My Sharona.
sort of. It's basically 2 ounces of gin, 2 ounces of a thing called Campari, which is like some sort of really dark red Italian liquor, and it's made out of like 60 different herbs, and it's incredibly, incredibly bitter, like super bitter. And then it's made with 1 ounce of sweet vermouth. And then like an orange peel to as a garnish or whatever. And the reason I picked it is because like all I could think of was like how bitter the crew of the Lewis and Clark was when they were woken up and they realized they weren't going home. They just had to save some other dumbasses, and so they were really, really bitter about it. And so I decided to go with a bitter drink as a salute to that crew.
I like that.
All right, so it's time to try them.
I'm gonna fucking hate this.
Oh yeah, you are. I love Angus's drink, and I'm happy I don't get to taste it.
Holy shit!
Whoa,
it's not bad. I like it.
Nice.
I wish I had some ice
Does it mostly
cube.
taste like cream, or what does it taste like?
Hold on. Yeah, It basically everything canceled itself out.
See, I thought the vodka would kill it, but that's that's cool.
It kind of tastes like a because I added the Pepsi to it, so it's kind of like a cream soda cherry Pepsi.
Dude, you're gonna be fucking hammered in an hour.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna be hammered in like 10 minutes as soon as I finish this thing. Because I don't drink liquor.
What does TJ's drink taste like?
Mine is really good. I'm kind of disappointed because the recipe called for 5 blackberries, so I put in 7 because I always put more.
You should have put in like 20.
I'm one of those people. It's like, a shot of bourbon, that means 2 shots of bourbon.
Right.
5 blackberries means 7, and so on with everything except the simple syrup. So it's hard to peg. Like I wish there was more blackberry taste to it. So if I'm gonna, obviously I got some more Guinness. I didn't just get 1 Guinness. I plan to have more of these in the future. But I'll definitely put more blackberry in the next round.
Mine is deliciously bitter, and it looks like I opened up a blood vessel and poured it in some vodka. Is how I would describe the look of it. And also, the garnish was just like I took a carrot peeler to an orange. So it looks like there's like dead skin in my drink because that's how thin it was. So
mine's chunky. I think next time too, I would muddle the blackberry a hell of a lot more. I went kind of light on the muddling because my wife says when I make mojitos, I always muddle the mint too much. So I'm like, maybe I'm an over muddler. So I under muddle.
But you don't. Of course, more. Excuse me, more muddle. All right.
Yeah, but I do over muddle mojitos.
Stop saying muddle, like it's making me mad.
Muddle.
I also didn't muddle anything, so that's sad. I like muddling. It's nice.
Yeah, it's fun. It makes you feel like you're making a real drink.
All right, let's get to the movies.
Yeah, Angus watched a movie.
Ooh, Angus, what movie did you watch?
I did. I watched Event Horizon, so I'm gonna be explain. No.
Oh my! I got so angry. I am so angry right now at you.
I was just quiet. I was like, no.
I almost left. I'm like, I'm leaving.
Yeah, like no, you don't do that.
I'm gonna go hang out with TJ. This is.
Yeah, we're gonna go watch Event Horizon
Without me.
Yeah, and Dark Star, because we always pair Event Horizon with another space horror.
Oh, that's right.
movie.
Yeah.
We've done Galaxy of Terror, The Black Hole, Supernova.
What was the first movie we ever paired?
I think The Black Hole, because that
was only like 2 years ago.
It's been newer to the tradition. We haven't always paired it.
Yeah, that's true. So it just
do...
naturally became.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to say it.
No, we should do what?
GNFOS.
Oh, I don't. Horror.
I'm not good at spelling.
That's okay.
Okay, Angus.
It's in black and white.
Let's talk about your movie.
30 minutes long.
Oh my God! Can we please? Oh my God! I've introduced so many people to that movie.
Me too.
Yeah. So anyone who doesn't know, I'm sure if you Google GNFOS, it'll come up. It's a 90s movie.
I actually threw a party based around that.
Yeah, it was at our house.
No, it was at my house.
Oh, okay.
We did watch it at our house, and we had that one friend who was like super uncomfortable with it. Not from like
no, it was all of them, TJ. All of them were super uncomfortable. Especially Trevor.
I guess I don't know how to read a room.
Do you know how awkward it was for me? Because, like, I invited my one black friend, and he was the only one that knew that movie was going to play. So, like, all the white friends had no idea.
Wait, so
and they were just so... Yeah.
I like
so
that.
they were just
everybody, like, everybody looking at him like, oh my God.
For approval.
Yeah. Like, can I watch this with him in the room? Is this cool with him?
Oh, man.
Anyway, you didn't watch either of those movies.
No, I was gonna watch Soldier, but I didn't want to pay $3 to rent it. So I went through my movie collection to see what I had, and I only have like 3 or 4 movies by him, and one of them was Event Horizon. And then Death Race was another one, but I figured you guys have already seen Death Race.
I mean, I didn't think having seen it already was a issue for this episode.
I didn't want to. I don't like doing things that you guys have seen.
So what the hell could you have possibly have done?
I did the brand new Resident Evil movie.
Oh.
Final chapter.
That, but I don't really remember it. I remember that I liked it better than Retribution, the 5th one.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, yeah, I picked that. Well, originally what I wanted to do was I'd bring this company up a lot for somebody I hate, but the Asylum did a version called Death Racers for Death Race, and I was going to watch that instead to be funny, but I didn't.
You know, Death Race is one of the few that had like the direct-to-video sequels that aren't that bad.
I only saw the second one, and I liked it a lot.
I saw the second and the third. I think they're both directed by Raul Reine. It's Reine. I don't know how you pronounce that. And he is like the best of these like 4th-tier movie directors. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head other things he's done, but he's always good for like a quick, like Death Race sequel. That's not half bad. Like you get what you expect.
The reason I wanted to watch the other one, the ripoff, was because it stars ICP in WCW's Raven.
That's right.
You 100 made a mistake. How did you not watch this movie? What?
Because it wasn't really his, so I felt weird about it. Like I thought you guys would be mad at me.
No, I would have fucking loved it.
I know, I could have won you with Raven instantly. Alright, so I picked the latest Resident Evil. The movie begins with Milla Jovovich. That's how you say her name, right?
Yeah. Or Jovovich. I don't know if there's a J.
I don't know. Anyways,
that Jovovich might be a little bit more Spanish, but whatever.
Hey, Jovovich. So it begins with her giving a voiceover of the history of everything that happened, and shows like all the movies, like clips of them, and it's like going crazy with pictures and stuff. There's this doctor, and he's got a progeria child, and he wants to save the kid and everything. So he creates the T virus, and then his partner kills him, and then steals the progeria kid. And then it shows us.
Is this actually how like the virus started, or is this like a new beginning again?
No, this is like a recap of like Apocalypse and Afterlife.
Yeah, this was before the first movie. It said.
Okay.
Oh, it is.
After it showed that, like the original thing going on, it brought us to the first movie, and then like it just started showing all the pictures from the other movies, and then it like all forms to Alice's face, like one of those like pictures, where it's like a million of them, and then it creates one big image.
But they do keep a reasonable continuity to these movies.
Yeah.
Which is one nice thing about how, like, no matter how low the series goes, like, it still maintains the continuity.
It goes pretty low, too. Like,
not even the X-Men movies could do that.
I really don't think I liked any X-Men movies till, like, the second Wolverine movie.
I like the second Wolverine, and I like the first two X-Men movies. The first one is, like, kind of, like, cheesy superheroes, but for its time, I like it.
Alright, so now we're in current time, and Alice is walking through the decayed ruins of Washington, D.C., and then she's like getting you can tell it is because the Washington Monument's there, and it's all broken apart and shit. And then she's like kneeled over to the water that's in front of it, and is like drinking out of it. And then
like
this
a
giant tongue...
The reflecting
pool? Is that what it is? I just know Forrest Gump ran across it, or Jenny did.
Yeah, the reflecting pool.
So a giant tongue monster jumps out of the water, and she kills it. Then she goes into like this abandoned building, and then a giant fucking dragon pops out.
So far, so good.
The dragon's awesome because it like kind of has like it has like a face like Predator when he's screaming, and also like the wings of Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, I love it.
Oh yeah.
And it's pretty badass looking. Like the creatures in this movie look fucking awesome.
Yeah, they were gnarly.
Yeah. So she steals a Hummer and then like runs it around and then fucking crashes it right into the fucking dragon's face. And I think that I put bombs it up.
Everything blows up.
I'm glad you stopped calling her Alice, because all I could imagine was the Brady Bunch, and had to really ruined everything you were saying.
Well, the next line. All right, so there's sirens blaring, and then they're in, like, she's in a bunker, and then there's this old typewriter that just keeps saying, "Hello, Alice." So I had to say her name.
All right.
And the little girl is on the computer and telling her what to do. And then there was like another monster just came out of nowhere, like a really fucking badass looking monster. And then she basically decapitates it with a computer monitor. Like she picks up a flat screen monitor and just starts beating its head until it comes off. The little girl tells her where the antivirus is so she can reverse the whole T-virus and kill all the zombies. But she has to go back to Raccoon City in order to get it. So that's like the big plot of this, is she's going back to where it all began.
Boys are back in town.
There's like this SWAT team that like shows up and just beats her up. Like they tie her up on like a thing and like just start hitting her, and then of course she does that thing where you like kind of hang backwards and like start shooting everybody in a circle with the leg up. You know what I mean?
Do you think that was like a fantasy of Anderson's, to see his wife strung up and beaten by other men? He wrote that in there.
That was one of the things I was wondering, when she gets her ass beat by so many people, like men and stuff, and like I wonder if he like gets off to it, because it is oddly like kind of sexual, because then she like has like the vengeance and shit. I don't know.
I mean, she fights a tongue monster and then gets beaten by men.
Yeah,
there's something going on here between the two of them.
All right. She tries to steal one of the motorcycles from the people that she just killed, and then it shocked her. So now she's knocked out again.
She spends a lot of time asleep in this movie.
I think she gets knocked out like 6 fucking times throughout the movie, and just wakes up in random places.
That's one way to move your story, I guess.
No, I think that's what made this movie, is like there was no boring shit. Like it just if it started to get boring, she just got knocked the fuck out, and then it woke up to cool fucking monsters.
There's no moving from point A to point B. You're at point A, you get knocked out, you wake up at point B immediately.
The only thing that could have been better is if Chumbawamba played the whole time.
Every time.
Oh, I get knocked down. And then, like, just her eyes open at the I get up again.
Oh my
I'm
God.
pretty sure every time, like, you just hear, like, the guy say, the easy way, like Back to the Future 2, and then Chumbawamba Blast.
Oh, God.
I hope there's an edit out there that does that. The movie is entirely the same. It's just every time she goes down, you hear the easy way, and then she starts to wake up. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down.
We got a lot of movie editing to do. Because in Mike's last movie, we have to put the final countdown to everything.
Well, we have to create that whole like Wayne Gretzky Dance Me Outside movie with Lance Henriksen. If we had fans, they'd do it for us, but we have like 4 of you guys. Thank you.
Yes, we
But
appreciate
y'all aren't
it.
making us movie edits.
I will see 2 of you at work tomorrow.
What if one of them has this edit, even though this episode's not going to be released for 2 weeks? They somehow like hacked into our phones to hear the episodes early.
Oh man, that would be creepy.
Yeah.
Don't do that, people. Just
That'd be pretty
follow
bad.
like normal.
Yeah, just
Alright,
make
so-
us cool movie edits. Don't hack our phones. Thank you.
She wakes up now. She's in like a prison, but it's a tank. And then the main guy, like who's the bad guy, like throws her out of the tank tied up with a rope.
This is literally the only part of the movie I really remember.
Yeah, and like the zombies are chasing her and stuff. She's killing the zombies. It's all badass like.
It was a good action scene.
Yeah, no, like this movie is just full of action scenes.
And it is well-directed action. It's a little cartoony because everything's CGI, but it's decent action.
Yeah, I like it. She gets on top of the tank and starts fighting henchmen and throwing them off. Then this will make Mike happy. The main bad guy is up there and she's fighting him, and then she gives him a Hurricane Rana.
Oh, right.
Which
I
is
love
pretty
the Hurricane
awesome.
Rana.
It's one of the most like it's not really an underrated wrestling move, but it's impressive as fuck.
Very impressive, especially like the Steiner brothers used to do it. I used to love watching them do it.
All right, so they're fighting, and then a motorcycle pops off the side, and then the guy starts laughing because he says she can't use it because it has the sensor. So she just cuts his hand off and uses it to start the motorcycle. And now there's an Asian man just shooting at her from the tank, like shooting fucking missiles and machine guns and shit.
Who is this Asian man?
God.
Why does he hate her?
He's an angry Asian man. I don't know. He
Yeah.
drives.
I have a
was
random
hitting
Asian
things
guy in
along the
my
way.
movie too, so that's kind of cool.
She gets away. Now she's back in Raccoon City, and there's like a whole welcome home thing. And it's just a giant crater at this point. Like, that's Raccoon City because they like bombed it, I guess. I really don't remember any of the other movies.
No, I don't
Yeah,
know.
they
I don't
bombed
understand
it.
anything that's
I think
happening.
they nuked it in Apocalypse, and then the helicopter crashed.
They all just like run together as like,
They
a
run
weird
together of like a
movie.
CGI action fest. Yeah,
All right, and then
I
she gets
actually
knocked
enjoyed
out
the first
again.
4.
So you only didn't like 5.
Yeah, I basically really only didn't like 5 and like 6, like this one. Anyway, you're telling us about it, so.
Yes. All right. She's getting knocked out again, but she gets up again.
Of course.
You're
And-
never gonna keep her down.
Never. She wakes up to a bunch of people holding guns on her, and it turns out like it's her friend Claire Redfield's group. The evil guys are now prepping for Alice's visit back to town, and then the handless man rolls. God damn it, my microphone keeps falling. The handless man rolls into town, and they start throwing giant, like, flaming marshmallow tanks at his tank. They look like flaming marshmallows. That's why I use that reference.
Okay.
The evil guy is like, oh, let's get her. So he throws a woman out of the fucking tank, just a regular woman. And
Was she on fire too?
No. That'd be great.
That would have been awesome.
That would have made it better. Yeah. You can't just throw a woman out the window. That's rude.
Yeah, you got to set her on fire first. Of course. That's proper etiquette.
And then she has to Hurricane Rana the woman.
Dude, imagine Hurricane Ranaing a flaming woman.
Oh my god.
There's some
God.
I've been watching Hurricane Rana gifs for the last 60 seconds. I'm sorry.
Who's editing? Who's editing a string of Hurricane Rana videos with CGI fire on everybody?
See, that's something I believe someone can do.
I guarantee you this exists in those backyard wrestling videos.
Oh my god, yeah.
With, like, those really gross chicks with, like, fucking linebacker fucking shoulders. And being, like, fucking Hurricane Rana on fire. So they send the woman out, and then Alice is like, oh, we gotta open the gates for her. She's innocent. And then they open the gates, but then the guy just shoots the woman in the back of the head once she gets close to it, so the zombies can get into the building. The buildings swarm. There's a bunch of, like, gory fights that happen between the zombies and the people. And then she blows up the building and then just zip lines down it. Like, really badass, like, while it's still blowing up.
Is she shooting guns while she does it?
She's not shooting guns at that point.
Oh.
But when she lands, like, you see the tank and the guy's inside, and then, like, something just starts, like, coming into the tank. She's pouring gasoline inside of the tank. And then lights up a fucking flare and explodes the tank.
I was hoping you were going to say cigar.
That, like, slow motion where it just hits and does that, like, splash of ash.
And then she says, I love it when a plan comes together.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Have we ever told a story how we used to drive around smoking cigars to that song?
So, we used to light up for our beer runs. We used to light up cigars, and we would blast that song. And the goal was to get to the store before the A-Team theme ended, because we weren't that far from the store.
Were we always going to, like, Kmart, right? Or where were we getting beer?
We went to Winn-Dixie to buy beer, and the song was about 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Which, if you went through the residential streets at like 70, you would get there. So we're just puffing away on our cigars, blasting this out the windows of my Geo Metro, going God knows how fast down these residential streets to get to Winn-Dixie.
And it's funny because, like, it would rattle your car too, like, with how loud it was. Like, your fucking speakers shouldn't have been playing that loudly.
Yes. It would make the windows roll down because they were half broken. Oh, to be 19.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, we were always drunk while going on these beer runs doing that.
Yeah.
We no longer condone drinking and driving.
This was when the first 48 were done.
You say we don't condone it. He was doing it 2 episodes ago.
It was not.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Just lightly.
Okay, so the tank blows up, and then the Asian man comes out, and he starts karateing her. Like, karate fighting. I don't think karateing's a term.
Everybody was... that's kung fu fighting, not karate fighting.
And it was funny. I think my phone is racist, because when I put fights Asian karate man, it autofilled Asian karaoke man.
That would have been a way cooler fight. They should have gotten that route.
Yeah. He's just singing "Never Gonna Give You Up." Like,
I was thinking him singing Tarzan Boy.
Oh, Tarzan Boy's a good one.
The movie just ends with everyone dying of AIDS.
That's the real virus.
It's not even the T virus.
It's the T cell virus.
Negative. So, all right, fuck. Anyways, She ties him up, uses him as bait, and now her crew only has 3 hours to make it to the hive. And then there's the slick leather glasses man talking to the computer girl.
Oh yeah, that guy.
And yeah, he's in like almost all of them. Is he in all of them?
I think he was introduced in 4. The guy who kind of looks like Beefcake Max Headroom.
Yes, that guy.
Yeah.
That's the God damn it. That's such a great description of him. I'm only going to refer to him as that.
Yes, I was going to say, please call him Beefcake Max Headroom for the rest of your movie.
Okay. All right. So now these dogs come out, and they also look like Jeepers Creepers Predator dogs.
Who let them out? Who? Oh god, it's going to be one of those episodes.
God damn it.
Oh no, we're done.
Yeah,
Sorry, everybody. You listened to 35 minutes of this to realize it's going to be one of those episodes.
It's bad.
Well, anyway, like, share, review. Bye.
Okay, I want to know more about this movie.
It's a good movie. I can't. We're too busy letting dogs out. God damn it.
That's editing it out. I no longer... That's an edit out right there.
That whole everything.
Calling
shut up.
The last 35 minutes. Let's start over.
Hi, welcome to 16 Ounce Cinema. I'm your... Wait.
Yeah.
I'm not the host. All right. Dogs run. They get to a tunnel. The dogs are scared. It's the hive, and Beefcake Max Headroom is there, and he closes the gates.
Yes.
It's so much better than me writing Slick Glasses Leatherman. Like, I love Beefcake. That's so much more. It changes the whole movie for me. I want to go back and rewatch it. Alright, they make it in. There's a flashback to the evil doctor talking about how global warming and shit is going to kill the world. So he suggests that they just end it first. Which backs my theory that people that believe in global warming are truly evil. Alright, so now there's a big scary giant fan, and then they're like trying to run through it. And then they do, but then it turns in reverse, and a lady gets fucking thrown into the fan and cut up.
Is she naked?
No.
God damn.
No nudity in this movie.
No nudity. Nobody's on fire. Come on.
Well, there were people on fire.
Nudity movies.
We needed a naked woman on fire. That's what we needed.
Your sex is on fire.
Stop singing. God damn it.
I can't help it when the booze is going.
You never sing in person.
I'm what?
Yeah,
So you never sing in person. I want you to sing in person more.
Okay.
you really don't. All right, shut up.
take it.
Shut up. Let me talk. I want to make it through this. The group gets separated into the walls. Then there's an awesome, like, this is cool because it's kind of a callback to one of his movies. There's an awesome Baraka-mouthed monster.
Ooh.
Wait, Baraka, was he in the first Mortal Kombat movie? Or was it the second one?
He was in one of
Who
them.
knows? Who
I've
cares?
seen the first one since like 2010, so
Okay. You should really watch it again.
I should.
Alice is having flashbacks of the first film. They make it to the doctor that started all of this. Alice is planning all the stuff she can use to kill him, like a liquor bottle. God damn it.
What, were you singing? I didn't hear what you said.
I was singing.
Singing the Brady Bunch.
I resisted some singing right there. So
Well,
anyway.
I needed to take the torch from you, so now.
All right, cool. You sing for a while, then let me know when you're done, and I'll pick it back up
Oh
again.
God, he's grouchy.
All right. So Alice goes on a date with the guy from the meat store, Sam. That's from Brady Bunch.
Oh.
All right. She's planning to kill him with all this stuff, and then he says don't bother. He can see all this stuff, and it shows like a little bar over him because he has something in him called predictive combat software. So, like, he can visually see what everything is and going to happen to him.
Oh yeah, I remember this part now that you mention it. Yeah. Anyway,
Like Dr. Manhattan kind of shit, or what?
No, kind of like he's like kind of like a Terminator where he can like determine like the probability of something like going.
All right.
All right. This is the biggest spoiler of the film, so I don't know if you want to hear it or not.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay, so it turns out Alice is she's the copy of the little girl, the Progeria girl.
Oh.
So she was made. She was made.
She's not a real boy.
No. And now the little Progeria girl is old and probably like 26. Mm-hmm. She's the one that sold the bad guys out. She says she fires Buff Max Headroom, and a door closes on him and cuts him up. The guy that Alice has been traveling with, she beats him up and it turns out she emptied his gun because she knew she couldn't trust him because he was not part of it. Like, he turned on her because she knew. He begged her not to kill him, and then Claire shoots him in the head instead because they were together, and he lied to her. Progeria woman's telling them how to release the antivirus to do it all. Alice and Claire and the doctor are all now fighting. He locks her back in the laser room from the first movie. So now she's like jumping over the lasers again, like, and doing it, and then she starts to fight him with the lasers.
This man loves seeing his wife jump in hallways.
Yes, like very tight quarters.
Yeah.
So now she's fighting the guy in that laser room, and like he's beating the shit out of her, like throwing her against the wall, breaking it and stuff. And then he holds her hand up, and then she gets her fingers cut off.
Oh no!
And he throws her, and then she lands on the ground, and then she drops a pin. And apparently he didn't notice that she pulled the grenade, like she pulled the pin out of the grenade in his coat.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so now she's got the antivirus. She goes outside, and there's 2 clones of that guy now. And then they don't like seeing each other, so they kill each other. I still don't understand why that happened.
I wish this was called the Clone Wars instead of the fucking
whatever if there was another exact copy of me, I couldn't stand for that guy hanging around.
Would you kill him, though?
I don't know. I mean, I have so much self-hate as just one person. Can you imagine if I actually existed as a separate person? What would become of that self-hate? Like, oh, yeah, I'd probably kill him.
That's a really good point.
It'd probably actually be really cathartic. I'd probably be just happy for the rest of my life after doing that.
Would that technically be suicide?
I don't know. Maybe it'd be an epiphany for me. Yeah.
How would you kill yourself if yourself was somebody else?
Oh, dude, I don't know, because I can't fight, so it'd probably be really difficult and hairy.
Well, yeah, but he wouldn't be able to fight either.
The other guy can't fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, the other guy can't fight either. So he would fight dirty like me. Oh, it'd be a nasty fight. With just weapons and hair pulling and throwing sand in each other's eyes. It would be
fight like a drunk girl.
Yes. Yes.
I really want to see TJ fight TJ to the death.
I'd pull my hair and bite.
TJ pulls out the other TJ's titty like a fucking World Star video.
Then he bites it.
Oh, I would lose. Whichever one of me got that bite in would win.
That's the winner.
Ah.
All right, she releases the antivirus. She gets knocked out again.
Does she get up again?
Wait, who knocks her out this time? They're all dead.
We're gonna keep this girl down.
She just knocked herself out. Oh shit! The computer's going crazy. She wakes up, and apparently the Progeria woman gave her the memories of her, growing up, so now they are one. And that's the end of the movie, and that's the end of Resident Evil as a franchise until they reboot it next year.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I'm ready for a reboot. I'm totally ready.
It's been a year and a half.
That's fine.
And Anderson's doing... Yeah. It's not been long at all. Anderson's doing some other video game series now.
Yeah, he's doing Monster Hunter. I can't wait.
Monster Hunter. Yeah, I've never heard of that game before.
Dude, it's huge.
Yeah, I assume
so. people at work played a lot. Like, there's this one guy, like, he was so obsessed with it, like, he was buying, like, the toys and shit. Like,
there's really toys even. I'm just an old, out-of-touch asshole now.
It's mostly huge in Japan. Like, it is, like, super, like, they have a holiday. They have to release it on a Saturday so that, like, people don't call out of work and stuff like that. So,
holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, he's really into anime and stuff, so makes sense. And all those toys are sold at the anime shops.
All right, so, I have some of my prepared Paul W.S. Anderson trivia. It's not a lot of it, but it's funny that Angus mentioned that his movie opened with some narration, which, I mean, for this one it makes sense because it's recapping 5 other movies. But Paul W.S. Anderson has actually been quoted to say that he knows that he can get carried away with the ideas and premises and like concepts of his movies, to the point where he might lose an audience. So like a lot of his movies have either like some narration or extended exposition to try to kind of bring the audience up to speed on all this stuff rattling away in his head. You have a narration on the Resident Evil. Event Horizon has, remember Sam Neill sits down and basically lays out all the plot of, here's what happened in the Event Horizon, here's what all, the dimensional travel and everything.
Well, what is that called the same thing? Because I like in Event Horizon, it was like perfect. It was like 5-minute scene. It was like hilarious. It had humor and it got to the point.
Very well written there. Yeah,
I loved it. So
but that is exposition. I mean, it doesn't feel painfully so because it's needed.
Gotcha.
Not like I just watched Ready Player One, and that thing opens with like 10 minutes of just trying to explain the world through narration.
I liked that movie more than I thought I would, but yeah, that movie had problems.
I loved it. I thought I'd hate it when I went to it. I fucking loved it.
I really loved it.
I didn't love it. I thought it was enjoyable, but yeah, that opening exposition, I was like, well, I guess that like the book was really heavy on stuff that you'd have to explain in world building. And
I gave you the book.
Yeah, you did.
I liked it more. I liked it more than I should have because one of my movies from this podcast was referenced, and I made a noise when I saw it. It was awesome.
Was it the "Rawr, I'm the Predator"?
No, it was the 3 robot movies. They had the little robot.
Oh, Silent Running, yes.
Silent Running,
and they actually show in the movie. If you remember the scene where H is showing Percival all the little model ships he has, one of those... He actually says it by name, doesn't he? So this isn't trivia because he actually explicitly says it's from Silent Running. And I also went, Mike's movie.
Yeah.
Well, there was Goro from Mortal Kombat. Back to our guy.
Yeah, back to Paul W.S. Anderson.
You know, the 3 of us would just be Dr. Weir when he's like all cut up looking and stuff. Yeah. Like, that's just us walking through the world.
I'm so disappointed. I didn't catch any Event Horizon references in that movie.
No, there should have been tons.
There's one nerd thing it missed out on. Guess it's not big enough. We got to make it bigger, guys.
We're trying.
Anyway.
Yeah, we have a whole podcast directed to it.
Yeah. So I watched Three Musketeers.
Nice.
From 2011. The nice thing about this
candy
movie,
bar.
Yeah, it is.
I'm
the
neutral.
nice thing about this movie is I found it at the thrift store, brand new for $5 in 3D.
Oh.
I always love those finds.
It's an old Blu-ray. I also got Deep Red, brand new Blu-ray there for $5. All their Blu-rays are basically $5. I got Star
Deep
Trek.
Red makes me jealous.
I couldn't believe it, and I just watched it for the first time the day before, and I just walk in, it's like, oh, Deep Red for $5. It's the
that Blu-ray goes for a lot of money, like more than $5. So that
Amazon
was a good
has
deal.
it for like $20. It's the old one from Blue Underground.
Blue Underground releases some good shit.
Yeah,
I like their stuff.
But it's like I saw it on Amazon for like $20. It's from the one from 2011. It's not like it's got like no special features or anything. It's not like a multi-disc release. Which I saw there were some more recent ones that had like,
I think like
host of features.
I think Arrow released it recently, and they go fucking all out on their shit. I have their Society Blu-ray, and it's awesome. Fucking insane what's on that thing. It came with a comic book.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. So anyway, this Three Musketeers opens with Mila Jovovich. Her name is.
She was in it.
Yep, her name is Milady. First thing I noticed is actually this has really good 3D. So it makes me sad that 3D is dead because this is kind of it.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of bullshit because they're releasing movies in 3D at the theater still, but then when they give them home releases, they don't have it.
Right?
Thor didn't come in 3D.
How is there no Ready Player One 3D? I'd buy that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fucking
not in the U.S.
Infinity War didn't
Right?
have 3D.
And they
Like,
have
I'm
it like
fucking
internationally, but like
I
that's just
specifically bought my big ass TV, like a specific model, and it's the last 3D TV model like to ever be made. So I'm very sad about this too.
they even stopped doing it like digital. There's a few that are like digital that you can get still, but they even stopped doing that. And it's like why not? But anyway,
There's still a market.
yeah,
We're three assholes who love our 3D televisions.
yeah, it's totally.
I actually deliberately haven't watched a few of my 3D movies just so I can like watch them
Savor it,
sometime in
yeah.
the future. Yeah, like for the first time.
Actually, I still have one of Paul W.S. Anderson's Pompeii in 3D, which I haven't yet watched.
Big Lots, right?
Okay, that I
Yes.
actually turned off in the middle, so my
I
bad.
bought that for you, and then you bought it for yourself. So you bought it twice to turn it off in the middle.
Oh boy.
Were you watching in 3D?
I don't think I was, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Hold on, I put on 300 Rise of an Empire in 3D. Like, I got that from Big Lots, too, for like $3.
I skipped that. I saw that at Big
And-
Lots, and I skipped it.
I made it to the main screen, and then I was like, I really don't want to do this.
That had a really
And
hot
I just-
sex scene. That was
I
the
shut
best
it
part
back
of that
off.
movie.
You know what I bought in 3D instead? It was Immortals.
Immortals
I
was
hated that
okay.
movie.
And,
I didn't hate it. I thought it was okay.
I have to
What's
rewatch
funny
it.
is
I usually don't hate movies.
I got that at FYE, and it was like there was a sale going, and so I got that with Man of Steel, and then the guy was like, "Oh, big Henry Cavill fan, huh?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "He's in Immortals." I was like, "Oh, I had no idea. Can you just give me my movies?" I also got Moonrise Kingdom. He's not in that.
I was hoping
He's
you
gonna
got
be the main guy in The
Passion of the
Witcher. I
Christ in
can't
3D.
Nails
That's
come
not
right at you.
That's Jim Caviezel.
Oh, shit. Wrong guy.
And I probably said Henry Cavill wrong because I can never remember
I think it's just
The
Henry Cavill. Like, I
Cavill,
think
whatever.
It sounds stupid. I like
I don't
Cavill
know.
better.
Cavill? Cavill might
Ooh,
be more
Cavill.
appropriate.
Yeah, Cavill's good.
CC.
I'm
This
all
is A
like,
plus podcasting right here.
Oh, this is
Terrible.
terrible. Warm and buzzing and half drunk and just don't know what to say or talk about. I'm just talking
love
about
it.
a movie.
We're just
let's do
explaining
it.
our 3D collections to people.
Yeah, someone will like
if
this
somebody's
eventually.
listening to an hour of this, they are agreeing with our
Oh yeah,
3D
right. If they didn't turn it
conversation.
off at the 35-minute mark when they heard it was going to be a singing episode again, they are on board for us talking about our Blu-ray collections.
I stand by that singing episode, not this one.
So we meet the Three Musketeers. They're played by Luke Evans, Ray Stevenson, and some other guy. They're Athos, Batman, and Porthos. I call him Batman because he's always wearing black, and his thing is that he's acrobatic. And you first see him jump off of a building, the top of a building, onto a little canoe or gondola in a river, and he looks just straight up like Batman. So it opens up with they're in this their heist to Da Vinci's vault to get some of his plans, and there's some pretty
Do they
cool
have his
action.
code?
No, they have a CGI lock, which I was baffled because it's like a plain wooden lock that spins. As somebody couldn't just build that; you had to CGI it. So they're performing this heist while Till Schweiger is trying to stop them. If you guys don't know who Till Schweiger is, he's in a lot of low rent action movies. Most recently, I saw him in Atomic Blonde. He was the watchmaker, one of her spy contacts. He did star in U Bull's Far Cry.
Didn't see it.
The reason I paid
video game.
The reason I pay attention to him, he was in this wherever he's from, Denmark maybe, movie called Knocking on Heaven's Door about these two guys with like terminal.
Knocking on heaven.
Yeah, I think they played that song in the movie. Anyway, both these guys are like dying of cancer or something, and they go on an adventure and get in trouble with the mafia and stuff, and it was fun. Anyway,
cancer fun.
So cancer's great, and they go to the beach. Somebody like Harvey Keitel or somebody was in it at the end. They made a cameo. It's not Harvey Keitel. Now everyone's going to be angry at me who loves Knocking on Heaven's Door that I can't remember who it was.
Nobody loves Knocking on Heaven's Door. I can already tell you that.
I mean, it's my top 3 Guns N' Roses song, but yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I thought you were going to say 3 movie. I was like, holy fuck.
So they get to the CGI locks, which gets them into this underground chamber, this underground hallway, which is full of booby traps. So, of course, Mila Jovovich has to run and jump through this hallway to avoid the booby traps.
Were they laser booby traps?
No, they shot arrows.
The worst part of my movie is it doesn't have Julia John, whatever her fucking name is.
Julia
Juliet? I don't even know what you were going for.
He wanted to see Julia Louis-Dreyfus running through some
She would have been an upgrade, too.
So they get the plans, and then Mila betrays the Musketeers to Orlando Bloom. So the Musketeers are French, and Mila's a double...
Sorry.
Mila's a double agent.
I always get Orlando Jones...
Did I say Jones? I meant Bloom.
No, I'm saying I get him confused with him instead. Orlando Bloom.
Oh, well, I asked that because I wrote Orlando Bloom the first time in my notes, and then the rest of the time I wrote Orlando Jones. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be saying Orlando Jones the whole damn podcast. And I had to go back and cross out every single one and put Bloom.
I always get those two confused.
And they
couldn't
there's
be
only
more
2 Orlandos. Unlike. Yeah, they're not alike at all. They're from different decades.
Different colors.
Oh yeah, that too.
The most obvious one.
So anyway, they had the plans for the War Machine, and they better watch out. So Orlando Bloom drugs them,
the
and
MMA
him and Mila get away.
What? Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
Okay,
this is great podcasting.
No more liquor for the show, I think.
Yeah. So a year later, we meet D'Artagnan, this young kid who wants to go to Paris and become a musketeer. He's like just some country bumpkin. So he rides into the country, and he immediately picks a fight with Mads Mikkelsen, who's all like decked out as obviously some officer. And Mikkelsen almost kills him. But like a passing lady says, "Nah, don't kill him."
Dude, your fucking movie's loaded.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people.
The kid gets into Paris, and then there's this kind of funny thing where like he's kind of like being wowed by the city, but in the meantime he's pissing off each of the musketeers. Like he kind of goes to Porthos, and like he's using some woman for her money, and he's like, "Hey, you're not rich. You just took that woman's money," and but like in a better movie kind of way. Mm-hmm. And then like he knocks over Athos's, like spills his beer, and then when he runs into Batman, Batman's giving him a parking ticket for where he left his horse. So he arranges to fight them all like the next afternoon, and they all show up, but so do like the Cardinal's men, who the Musketeers have beef with. And there's a huge like squadron of all of them, and Mikkelsen is like their leader, so he's the second in command of the Cardinal, who of course is the main villain of the movie. So anyway, there's this huge fight with the Musketeers versus Mikkelsen's guys or the Cardinal's guys. You have like throwing knives and just
shurikens,
like, slashing people up, pretty much almost. Yeah, there's slow mo. And there's just like girl watching, just staring at D'Artagnan as they fight. And there's this crowd, like people open up their windows from the buildings nearby and are like, yeah, killing. They're really excited. So they win the fight and they go back to the Musketeers' place. And Athos, he's like super depressed. D'Artagnan's like, let's drink to the king. And he's like, the king doesn't matter. He's like, well, to France. And he's like, I gave my life to France and it didn't give me anything back. And he's like, well, for friendship. And he's like, oh, my friends have betrayed me. And he's like, oh, for love. And he's like, love is the worst of all.
Jesus Christ. Fuck this guy.
I don't like him.
Yeah, no, he's a total dick. Who's
he's
not
like
a downer.
Raphael from the Ninja Turtles. Just depressed
way worse.
And fucking weird. I don't like him.
Yeah. The Musketeers have like a servant/slave who they just treat like shit the whole movie, and he's played by James Corden. So
I was hoping you would say Orlando Jones.
That's what I was expecting.
Like he's basically their Igor, and since D'Artagnan joins them, they're like, well, D'Artagnan can have your bed. And he's like, oh, well, I'm just going to sleep on the floor? It's like, no, you'll be in the way. Go sleep on the balcony. And he's like, but if I'm on the balcony, the pigeons will shit on me. And they're like, well, that's fine. And so then the next scene, which totally didn't need to be in the movie, was like a 10-second scene of James Corden waking up in the morning with birds shitting on him. That was it. It like cut to James Corden getting shit on because that needed to be in the movie.
I bet he was a dick on set and Anderson just made that. No, this was really in the script.
Yeah.
Revisions.
Well, there's some revisions today. Today we'll be filming the James Corden gets shit on scene. It's like, oh no, you bastard.
I'm just imagining reading it with like reading glasses on in the script. Wait a minute, it says I'm getting shit on?
So then the next day the Musketeers get called to the king. The cardinal's talking to the king, who's like the king is like some like teenager. And so they're going to be, the cardinal's like, oh, you've got to punish them for killing all my men. And then they basically get reprimanded for the mass murder. The king is like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. But you guys need new clothes, especially D'Artagnan, who looks like a country bumpkin. So for killing all those guys who were servants of the cardinal, who's a servant of the king, I guess, they just get a little reprimand and then they get some new clothes.
There's too many servants. I don't like
They get new clothes for killing someone?
Oh, yeah. The king gives them these, like, badass leather jackets like they're in a club.
Dude, let's go kill somebody. But we got to go to England because they have kings over there.
Or, like, the Vatican. The Vatican has soldiers, right? We got to go kill some religious soldiers.
Jordan has kings, too, and you can kill people in Jordan, I think. It's legal.
Yeah?
It's legal
is that
in the
like
Quran, so it's fine.
Is that in their, like, tourist ads? Like, come, beautiful rivers, wonderful hotels. You can kill people.
Yeah, I think so.
I wish they would get Michael Jordan as their spokesman too.
Oh my God, I would go.
Just
I'd be like,
do
Michael
it.
Jordan told
Kill.
me here.
Oh. So anyway, the next day, the Orlando Bloom plays a Lord
Something in Jones.
Yeah, and so he's invited over, and the king is waiting for him, in the palace grounds in the courtyard, and he's getting all impatient that he's not there. And then this huge boat blimp, like an old timey ship, but with a blimp balloon carrying it, comes in from the sky, and Orlando Bloom comes and has a scene. And like, if you ever want to see Orlando Bloom act horribly, this is the movie. He completely phones it in the entire movie. He's actually the worst actor in the movie, including people whose names you'd never known. Orlando Bloom.
Really?
Dude, I'm just...
Phones it in. He's awful.
I'm on Google Images. I'm just looking at 100 pictures of Orlando Jones while you explain this. There's a really nice one of him wearing like a suit, like he's in the X-Files. He's like in a tunnel.
Is there a GIF of him doing a Hurricane Rana?
Oh my god! To a woman on fire.
I don't know why I'm actually typing this as if it exists.
Orlando Jones doing a hurricane, a woman on fire. You're Googling that right now.
I'm always going to love Orlando Bloom because of Kingdom of Heaven. It's legitimately a top 5 movie for me.
So this top 3 Musketeers, coming back to that. So after this scene, Buckingham or Bloom come. I'm going to call him Buckingham because every time I say Bloom, you guys are distracted. So Buckingham,
I can't stop looking at him.
Basically,
we're
kind
of be lost from now on.
Semi-humiliates the king and flirts with the queen, who's played by Juna Temple. I don't know if you know her. I just watched her. She's in Unsane. She does a good job in that.
Hold on.
No.
Orlando Jones hurricane run a woman on fire. When you get onto the 5th line, there's a fucking dick in somebody's ass and the woman licking vagina under it.
And then right after that, Jones got himself into.
Is there fire?
And right after that, there's a picture of a little girl in a bikini being sprayed by a fire hydrant.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm getting off of this now.
Good call.
Yeah, run.
I'm nervous to be associated with you right now.
It's closed. It's gone.
Nope. So Buckingham introduces himself. So now we're on the top of the palace, and Mila is there again, and she's in her nice court dress, which of course she takes off so that she shows off her legs.
Yeah.
And she sneaks into the palace with her legs showing. No.
No.
And she so the plot is that she's working with the cardinal. What they're going to do is basically set up the queen to make it look like she's cheating on the king with Buckingham. And basically send England and France into a war over it and kill the queen. The point being that
save the queen.
The king is young and inexperienced and probably couldn't hold on during a war, so the cardinal would take power. That's the plot. So the first part of the plot is steal the necklace. So of course Mila has to get into the secret area where the queen has her safe, and the necklace is there. At the end of a hallway,
yes,
with booby traps. It has these invisible wires that just cut the shit out of you. She throws a ribbon in the hall, and it just gets cut to shreds. So Mila,
is this his thing is hallways with
twice
booby traps
in the same movie.
But multiple movies have this.
Yeah, right.
He fucking loves hallways and traps.
Come to think of it. Maybe it's Mila's thing. Although in Event Horizon, they do booby trap a hallway with the bombs, but nobody jumps through it. So maybe it's Mila's thing. Maybe she's just hey, Paul, I want to jump through a hallway. He's like, okay.
Maybe
she's like,
maybe she was inspired by that hallway scene.
She's Paul, I don't mean to bother you, but in this movie, could I jump through a hallway twice? It's like,
anything for you, babe.
Yeah. So she steals the necklace. But then the queen immediately goes to the cardinal, and she's just like, I know. And he's like, I know what? Or you know what? What? I didn't do anything. And she's like, I just wanted to see your face when I sold you, so I know that you were lying. So she signs up the Musketeers to go break into the Tower of London and get the necklace back. So the Musketeers are going to save the day and break the plot. And then, you know what? I kind of don't know exactly what was going on, but I did write Corden pours pee on a soldier. So that happens in this movie. I guess maybe him and Paul made up, and so later Paul was like, "Well, James, I could let you pour pee on a soldier." Like, oh, lovely, Paul.
Now it seems like his fetishes are hallways. Pee and shit.
Beat the shit out of my wife.
And his wife being beaten up.
And I did write that there's good music. I enjoyed the music in this movie.
Oh, nice.
So then they start making up all these plots of how they're, now they're in England, and Buckingham is they got to invade Buckingham's fort and get the necklace back. And so a part of the plot, so D'Artagnan ends up getting captured, and he has a scene with Bloom, and Bloom's like, or Buckingham, don't get sidetracked. Oh, I got you, blah, blah, blah. But then meanwhile, the other three have captured his ship blimp, So they use the blimp to attack Buckingham's fortress, which is a really cool. They just shoot cannons straight into like his little office, and like guys get caught on fire. There's a bunch of immolations, some Wilhelm screams. Mm-hmm. It's just awesome.
Hurricane Rana's?
No.
Oh.
But there is a flying out of the window, falling to the death immolation.
Oh.
Okay.
That's like cool. I'm on board for that any day of the week. That's like one of my number one movie things is people on fire. That and fog.
Well, people falling over railings too.
That's incredible. Like Cleopatra Jones. I won Cleopatra Jones based on people falling off of balconies.
Or the railing kills.
Yeah, right? Like, I won my favorite thing. And they weren't even on fire.
Oh my God. I just want to make a movie like an hour and a half long of people on fire being Hurricane Rana off of fucking railings.
In fog.
With fog everywhere.
In fog, yes.
To Goblin. With Lance Henriksen.
He orchestrated the whole Hurricane Rana
this is our
flaming.
ultimate movie. John Stamos has to fight against an evil plot by Lance Henriksen to set people on fire and throw them off of railings on foggy days.
I would pay to see this movie every single day it's in theaters.
Yes. Oh, with the soundtrack by Goblin. I almost forgot.
Yes, Goblin has to be there. Yes.
What do you call this movie?
Awesome.
Or just Stamos versus Henriksen?
Oh my God.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
SVH.
Dude,
it's kind of like Alien vs. Predator, so we know who can direct it.
Yes, yes, of course, John. Paul W.S. Anderson will direct it. Another little bit of trivia. He is quoted as saying that he is a populist filmmaker and that he prioritizes just sheer entertainment over critical reception. And it shows, but I can't say I've never not been entertained by one of his movies.
I didn't like Alien vs. Predator.
I liked the first one for entertainment.
I like the second one more.
I don't like the second one because I actually can't see what's going on in that movie. It's way
very
too dark. Yeah.
It is a very dark movie. Mm-hmm. But you like fog?
It's darker than Escape from New York, which is like the second darkest movie ever. Because John Carpenter couldn't afford lights.
I think Eraserhead is the darkest film ever.
Oh. So Mila gets away with a necklace in her carriage. Oh, but look out! Corden is her driver.
Uh-oh.
So he stops in the middle of nowhere, and because the Musketeers now have the airship, they collect her. So, of course, they get the necklace, and now the Musketeers are ahead of the game and everything. And then Athos. So it turns out that Athos used to like be in love with Mila. So when she betrayed them, like it really, really got to him. That's why he's so like depressed and ornery.
Poor guy.
Yeah. So he decides he's going to shoot Mila in the head because she betrayed them.
I was going to say he's going to fight her in a hallway.
Yes. But before he can shoot her in the head, she jumps off the airship to her death. And he's like, oh, she died as she lived on her own terms.
Falling.
She died as she lived, falling to her death. She jumped through the final hallway in the sky. So now they're on the way back to France, but oh no, the other airship shows up. So there's this huge airship battle with
it's like a Final
Nicholson as
Fantasy
the captain.
video game now.
It's so cool. Like they're just shooting cannons in the air. These little blimp ships. And so like they're like losing. They're losing bad, and their ship is smaller. So they pull a Wrath of Khan and say, "Oh, let's go hide in that nebula or storm." So they go into a big lightning storm, just like in Wrath of Khan, and nobody can see each other. And then they end up. I think in Wrath of Khan they were actually below, but in this one they're above. Anyway, so they change the height, and that's how they get the drop on the bigger ship that has outgunned them. And even Mikkelsen, going back to Wrath of Khan, like they're searching for him, and Mikkelsen is like, they task me, and I shall have them. He doesn't actually say that. That's a Khan quote.
Oh,
yeah.
I've never watched Star Trek, so I don't know.
I watch Wrath of Khan. I watch every August.
Why?
Well,
Star Trek is awesome.
I really like
why
Star
August?
Trek. It's one again with Event Horizon. We just started watching it every year in September, and then 1 year I watched Wrath of Khan in August, and then like the next year, the last year, it was coming out in Blu-ray like right around that time. So I picked it up and watched it, and then this year again, I was like, yeah, I have some free time. Wife and kid are out. Let me blast Wrath of Khan and drink some whiskey.
Yeah, I think I have like 6 movies I watch once a year. So
yeah, I wanted to make Fury Road one, but it hasn't happened.
I do American Psycho twice a year, but there's never a specific date.
I actually read it.
I always watch
I read
it twice.
the book every 18 months and watch the movie every 2 years. I don't know what that means, but that's my American Psycho.
Angus watches it twice a year, not for entertainment, but for education.
I'm gonna spend like $1,000
It's a refresher.
next time I get new cards, business cards for my work. That's all I had. Please continue.
So where was I? Okay, so everybody breaks off into their fights. The ships crash into Paris. Mikkelsen and D'Artagnan have a sword fight on the rooftops. It was actually a really cool sword fight. Of course, D'Artagnan wins.
Every time you say his name, I think you're saying Nicholson, so I'm always picturing Jack Nicholson.
Same here. It's been Jack Nicholson the whole film.
Like, and it's such a badass movie with Jack Nicholson doing it.
God.
In a purple jacket.
But what's funny is Mikkelsen has an eye patch. Kind of like he had a screwed up eye in Casino Royale. Anyway, so
Jack
Mikkelsen
Nicholson
dies.
was in Casino
He
Royale?
had screwed up eyes in Doctor Strange.
What?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I guess he's got a thing
like
for
the-
having screwed up eyes.
Purple fucking weird eyes.
Yeah. Anyway, Mikkelsen dies, and then the Musketeers get there with the king and the cardinal and everybody. And I guess because the Musketeers don't have any like hard evidence against the cardinal, they just basically say, "Oh, Mikkelsen was head of this plot." So they save the day, and all the blame falls on Mikkelsen, and the cardinal gets away for a sequel, I guess. That obviously never happened.
The Four Musketeers.
And then it turns out that Buckingham actually saved Mila from, her fall. And now Buckingham is going to France with an armada of ships like in the water, and also tons of the flying ships. And that's the end of the Three Musketeers.
Oh.
Really? And that was pretty quick.
All right.
When I see that movie, though, like, I see the cover of it, I've never, like, looked at it more than that. And there's a guy on the front cover who I just always thought was Michael Cera playing one of them.
As soon as he came on, I was like, oh, God, there's a kid in this movie. I forgot. I'm okay with Luke Evans and Ray Stevenson, another guy. But don't give me a kid. And he actually turned out okay. He acted better than Orlando
Wait, it
Jones
was him?
Blue. What?
It was Michael
it's
Cera?
not Michael Cera. It's Logan Lerman.
Oh, okay. I thought it was. I was like, holy shit, that's fucking weird.
He's nobody. He's Percy Jackson.
Wait.
Right, exactly.
Well, that movie made a lot of money, so he's kind of...
No, it didn't.
Oh, I thought it did.
They were not well received.
They made a sequel, too, that
They made
didn't make
2
any
or
money.
3 of them, and they were
Two.
just hated, too. All right.
So I also watched the movie. I know that's surprising to some of you. It's called Shopping.
You can't wait till one of us doesn't watch a movie, and it's most likely going to be me.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it'd be me.
I didn't watch a movie, so let me just talk about a movie I was going to watch, and I Wikipedia'd.
So I watched Shopping, which is Paul W.S. Anderson's directorial debut in 1994.
That's how you say that word, but okay.
Debut?
You were being serious?
How do you... Debut? What do you mean?
I love that he's getting more of an accent with it.
Debut? No,
It's probably because my drink is very...
It's no debut.
Okay, you say it.
Debut.
Oh,
It's debut,
the
yes.
T is silent? That's fucking weird.
T is silent in French. It's like a French word.
Debut. It is
Debut.
French though, for some reason. All right.
No?
I honestly thought you were fucking with us.
Is the premiere de debut?
Mike talks like a Borat, like a fucking character.
Alright,
It starred Lance Henriksen.
So we're gonna get right into it. It's Jude Law gets out of prison, and it's this weird, like quasi-dystopian looking Detroit, except we're in England, so whatever the English equivalent over there would be. He meets up with an overweight pixie looking chick who likes, like, she smells and gives really unenthusiastic hand jobs.
Oh,
These are the two
a hippie
stars
chick
of the
and
movie.
unenthusiastic.
Not really hippie, like a pixie punk chick.
Pixie. Oh,
Yeah, I
I
heard
said
Pixie.
hippie.
Yeah,
No,
Pixie.
yeah.
Okay, I could see that then.
So
yeah.
Jude
They
Law,
never give like fun hand jobs.
pixies? No, they don't. Never. No.
It's a chore.
Life is a
bitches.
chore.
So Jude Law is not very happy with the car that she brought him. So they decide.
Wait, did she give him a hand job? Like
No, she just
unenthusiastically?
looks like she'd give an unenthusiastic one. She gave no hand.
She
job
just
to
looks
him, so-
like it.
Yeah, she has that face and that body and that vibe.
Okay.
That's
Is she
who
like
she is.
half jerking her hand? Like,
No, you
No,
just look at her.
Mike just read this in her, kind of like he last time he
Yes.
read in Johnny Depp
you.
the hemorrhoids, but there was not any
Yeah.
actual
Yeah.
mention of it in the movie.
Yeah, you
the
get me.
hemorrhoid thing
Yeah,
like
TJ
sold
gets
me too, man. Like I felt for his character.
Yeah, I was totally like, oh, Johnny Depp in like narrations, oh, there's hemorrhoids. And I was like, I still can't get around that hemorrhoids weren't actually in the movie.
Yeah,
sold
like
it. I'm a
I
good
forgot. I
storyteller,
thought
what
they
can I
were
say?
apart.
So they steal a car and go joyriding. And when Jude Law gets excited, he punches the top of a car, any car that he's in, and he goes, yeah, 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 and he spits everywhere.
I can relate to that.
This is Jude Law just showing excitement. He did it several times in this scene.
We did that
I mean,
while
this
driving
movie.
to the A-Team.
Yeah, that was
We punched the ceiling.
Yeah.
So he's been excited so far for two things. One is his new car, and two, running from the police. So we got two like Jude Law, yeah scenes, which is cool.
I don't like that
devil?
Jude Law's breaking the law.
He's a raw law.
He's breaking the law, running from the devil.
He is. And
We didn't sing. It's okay.
you can sing. It's I'm done being a jerk. You can sing for the rest of my movie. Yeah.
Being a jerk. You're like fucking Lithgow
king in
and
Little
Footloose.
Mermaid.
Yeah.
No music.
The best part, by the way, of the whole film is like the score. So it's like TJ liked his music. Mine is just a favorite part of it. It's all ladies, like hard 80s hard techno with a mix of like punk rock techno. It's weird. So for like every 3 minutes of screen time so far, we get a new song and it's like hard rock. And Billy, Jude Law's character, like just screams incoherently at the camera while like
I'm imagining like
songs
Gravity
play.
Kills.
No, it's not. It's not like
That's
that at
a
all.
little
It's
late
like
now.
I guess kind of like that, except 80s, whatever you would call that. So
Living color.
Living Color, yes.
more white. I guess more white would be the way to say that. Next, we meet Billy's crew, and they're a bunch of punks, which doesn't piss me off so much because they're English, and so they're not annoying, and I can't understand what they're saying. So it's kind of cool to like be introduced to them. And they say,
Hey, we got a debut here.
Oh, okay. Here, this is this is the first thing that one of the punks says. Okay, I wrote it down. It says, "Heard ya either running with the pizzies, yeah," which I took to mean
movies.
that he got away from the police. And then Billy, Jude Law's character, answers to the affirmative by saying, "Hey, yeah, he saw some speed, yeah." So that's one of the scenes, which I love.
They speak pikey the whole movie?
Dude, I don't know what they're speaking. There's English and Irish people, and they're all drunk a lot and they're rude. And the only coherent characters are the police. I'm totally with the police in this film. Like,
Just gun them all down.
like they speak proper English and everything. So Billy finally ends up going home, and he learns his father no longer loves him, and sad music starts playing, which is a bad choice.
Maybe his dad does love him. They just can't understand each other.
That's actually a subplot that goes nowhere. Yes, that's actually exactly what it is. Unfortunately, Billy takes a very long walk to contemplate him being a criminal, so the sad music goes on for a while. Yes, in real time.
Oh.
Lots of sad music.
Rookie mistake.
Walk. Yeah, he's walking down like a river, and then he gets to
I was hoping it was a hallway.
Take me to the river.
Beautiful. So the next day, Billy and the pixie chick, who actually now is starting to look kind of hot. So, like, I think they filmed, like, several months later, and she lost a lot of weight from doing coke or something.
Is she anybody?
No. Oh, yeah, she is. She's, like, Sadi something.
Sodomy?
No, her name is Sadie Frost. I don't think she was in anything after
Sadie.
Before.
I think you might say that name, Sadie.
Sadie. I'm not good. It's my second
Her name is Saudi Arabia.
English, you know?
Yeah, English is not your first language.
So her and Billy are having a conversation, but I can't quite understand what they're saying because one's speaking English, and one's speaking Irish, and I just can't understand. And this is like a 5-minute scene. I'm just like, I don't know what's happening.
Hello,
how are you? That's
But I'm always attracted to the Irish accent, so even though I don't get what she's saying, I'm attracted to her. So, Next, the character actor Jonathan Pryce is a cop. Who I guess is supposed to be a bad guy, but like I said earlier, like he just really wants people to stop stealing cars. So I'm totally with this guy. I'm like, you get these punks out of here.
Clean up my streets, Jonathan Pryce.
So next, instead of more punk rock metal, we get Salt and Pepper, which I totally didn't expect. But Billy's crew is
the real Salt and Pepper?
Yeah, no, I mean, we get their music. Like, they're not actually in the movie.
I thought, like, they actually appeared.
Yeah, that would have been great, but no. Billy's crew is super biracial, so it totally makes sense in the movie. Then we meet DJ, and by DJ, I mean DJ from Event Horizon, which totally elevates this film.
You should have saved that.
I had something else saved that's even better. Not better, but the DJ is actually in the movie a lot, so I got to talk to him about him, and he totally
got to talk to him.
I call him up. I'm like, I didn't know you were in here. So he plays a character called the Market Dealer. He doesn't get a name. He's just Market Dealer. So basically, think of like a C-rated version of the Collector from the Avengers, except instead of like cool shit, he collects DVD players and stuff.
It was Guardians of the Galaxy, not Avengers.
Okay, yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. You're right. Marvel, some Marvel shit. And he doesn't have any money, so like he really haggles people down and gives them like very low value, but also pays them with drugs. And he freaks out a lot when people tell him no. And he also acts like David Bowie. So imagine DJ from Event Horizon acting like David Bowie.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
thought this was a new person in the movie. Like,
Oh no!
David Bowie
This
and
is
Salt
all
and
him.
Pepper in the same movie.
No, this is all him.
I said the R in Pepper. That's so wrong. I feel dirty.
Him and Billy aren't friends. They each have a crew and they're all beefing. So next we get some more rap. It's actually Nirvana's "Smells Like Teen Spirit" being rapped over in English, which is kind of cool. And it's like at some sort of like house party where all the people look like they're all from the people that woke up in the Matrix and had to eat the porridge for the rest of their lives. So imagine that scene for like 5 minutes while Nirvana plays being rapped over.
I still think it's funny that you both use the term beef, describing your character, like your movie. Oh, they're beefing.
They have beef. What are you gonna do?
Actually, no, I missed saying beef in my movie. I said beef about your movie. Should have said like beefy Ray Stevenson or something.
No, but you said that somebody was beefing in your movie, I think. Unless I'm fucking drunk.
It might be both.
Number 2.
So while
I'll listen back.
While Billy's crew is partying to Nirvana, DJ's crew is beating the shit out of the police. They are way more badass. They fucked up like 5 police cars and broke a cop's jaw. So Billy's crew is way more into violence and shit.
Did this make you sad?
No, not really.
You were on the police's side, though.
I know, but I'm also on the side of DJ from Event Horizon, so it's hard to.
Okay.
And you know,
that is a hard choice.
Yeah, it is. Next is the best joke in the film. Billy says he knows the law to Jonathan Pryce because he watches the show L.A. Law, and Jonathan Pryce asks if that's supposed to be funny, and Billy says, "Nah, it's more like a drama, really." And I don't know why, but that fucking killed me while I was watching it.
It didn't get to me because I was totally waiting for Jonathan Pryce to say, "I am the law."
Holy shit!
I totally thought that's what was going to get you. Like, and then Jonathan Pryce says, "I am the law."
That would have been way better, yeah. At this point, I realized that Jude Law looks exactly like Ryan Phillip, the one actor guy who kind of fizzled out. I don't know if you guys remember him at all. He was in some of those like romantic comedies in the 90s.
Don't think you can say a bigger actor looks like a lesser actor, but I guess okay.
Yeah, no, that's true, but like, yeah, it was just gave me this weird vibes of him, so it was weird.
You know, sometimes when I'm writing notes, there are things that I just cross out.
Fuck you. What the hell, dude? It looks like Ryan Phillippe. That's who it got me from.
All right, one of our 4 listeners will appreciate that.
Yeah, you had to cross out Orlando Jones or whatever we said. Fuck, I forgot his name.
I couldn't even say Blue. I said Buckingham the whole time.
All right, so DJ is gonna rob this upscale clothing store with some awesome like Hawaiian party shirts, but Billy fucks it all up by smashing his car into the store first, and his pixie chick steals some more shades and makes out with a mannequin, which is actually a really cool scene.
You said like a higher grade like clothing
it's Tommy
store?
Bahama.
Yeah,
He's
basically.
Talking about Tommy Bahama.
No, 94. I'm thinking Hilfiger.
No, it's just like some make believe like store and like hippie Yappy. What are those like upscale people?
It's like
called?
they're robbing of like a Bobby Nassau. It's
Yeah.
a fake Tommy Bahama.
That sounds exactly what they would be doing.
Bobby
actually.
Nassau.
So DJ eventually learns that Billy fucked up his theft scheme, and he loses his mind. And then there's a
just
scene,
like in Event Horizon,
just like it. And then the very last scene with Billy's dad is like he tries to buy his love by putting a bunch of stolen cigarettes into his mail slot, and like his dad is just like smoking cigarettes, going, "Mm-mm." He's just shaking his head. And that's the last we see of Billy's father. So after like 40 minutes of not playing punk rock, we get Buck to like punk rock music, and it's really great. And DJ is getting all pissy, and he has a baseball bat, and he starts screaming, "Billy, Billy, Billy!" And it's really odd because he's really mad that he fucked up his theft. So that's cool. There's this really weird scene where the pixie girl and Billy talk romantically for a while. And when she tries to fuck him, he says it's the 90s and sex isn't safe anymore. Basically accusing her of having AIDS and shit. It was fucking hilarious and weird.
Is this why he got a half-hearted hand job?
He never got the hand job. That was just the look on her face, man. Come on. So after Billy tells her she has AIDS, she goes to fuck DJ, obviously, because she wants to fuck. But then when he starts, she doesn't want to fuck him anymore, like in the middle of it, like after her top is all ripped off and shit. And for some freaking weird reason, DJ doesn't just rape her or anything, even though she's totally she totally walked into his house.
I'm going to give you one chance to go back and change the way you said that.
Well, no, this is how she like went to his gang lair, full of his gang mercenary people, grabbed his dick, and then he starts like cutting her clothes off with a knife, and then after that she goes, "Nope, I gotta go." And then DJ's like, "You're gonna regret this," and leaves. It's really weird.
I will agree that's out of character.
Out of character, thank you. That's a good way of. That's what I meant to say with all that.
Yeah. I know. I understood what you meant.
Thank you. So instead of sex, Billy just wants to prove he's better than DJ and wants. Oh my god!
Are Billy and Jason Isaacs DJ get there? Are they gonna have sex?
Oh, I wish. Unfortunately,
Jude Law and Jason Isaacs.
That would be amazing.
Getting it on in 1990, whatever.
Four. So his way of doing this is basically by robbing the Wellington Mall. That's what he's trying to do. If you're being really nice,
Local
maybe
reference.
the Gardens Mall.
Just a local mall. A local mall or a high-end mall?
Yeah, very high-end mall.
Our four listeners they live by Angus. They don't know these malls.
Oh, okay. High-end mall. You're right. All
right, so it's like the shit. What's that mall? Fuck, Westfield. If you
they got the Saks Fifth Avenue. They got the full on Saks Fifth Avenue.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Pixie gets tired of not getting fucked, and she leaves while some weird like trance Irish song plays, and DJ gets upset that Billy won't share his robbing the mall with him. So the mall they robbed is called Retail Land because this is Anderson's first movie and that's all we get basically. So
nice. It's
Retail Land. Unfortunately for Billy, DJ called the cops on him because he's a fucking narc and they set him up. His two friends died by crashing into like 9 shopping carts because they don't make them like they used to anymore.
Oh, okay.
Like they are fucking slaughtered by running into those 9 shopping carts.
They just run into them like on foot and they're
in a car. No, they're in a car about to like rob a mall. Except like the police come and they get freaked out, and so they turn and swerve and crash into like a bunch of shopping carts. And when the camera like slowly pans to them, they're like their faces are bleeding and like they're super dead.
That's crazy. Has Paul W.S. Anderson like never driven a car? Because like that's one of the first things you do when you get your license is go knock shopping carts around in an empty parking lot.
I guess not. So
because that wouldn't happen at all, or I'd be dead.
Yeah, I never did that.
So Billy and Pixie think
first thing we did was ghost ride the whip.
Yeah. I mean, I
did
that.
I don't think I ever hit a shopping cart with my
55 miles per hour.
You never hit a shopping cart around a part. You like you played like soccer with your car in a shopping cart.
No, I didn't want to scratch my car ever.
That was my thing.
I did it with that same Geo Metro in that same Winn-Dixie parking lot we were talking about earlier.
I like that Mike respected the Metro, but you didn't.
Oh yeah, that's exactly.
That's why people, when Mike had it, people called it the Leaf, and when I had it, they called it the War Machine. I remember you were so.
He was so mad.
Yeah,
he was angry.
He called it the Leaf, and I was like, "Well, bro, you got to drive it like a war machine if you want it to be called a war machine." I'm just saying.
Mike never blasted the A-Team song in it, so
sure, yeah. No, I had a minivan at that point or something.
And then we blew that thing up completely.
That was a
with fireworks.
Minivan,
yeah, we set off fireworks in the minivan and caught it on fire.
We blew it up.
Anyway, we're talking about movies, not incriminating ourselves.
So Billy and Pixie are they think they escaped, but then like all of a sudden there's a bunch of cops in their way. And they crash horribly and die awfully in front of a store mannequin,
no.
Which I guess is supposed to be some sort of like juxtaposition about something. But I don't go into all that sort of shit. So it was just a really cool end scene. Everyone's
Mike,
dead.
Congratulations on saying juxtaposition correctly.
But not.
He didn't.
I just want to recognize that.
Yeah, I said that.
He didn't say it right.
Not debuts apparently. So apparently.
He stumbled a little bit over it, but it came out right in the end. So
he said juxtaposition.
No, you know what? Fuck you, man. I'm with TJ.
I'm sorry, I heard juxtaposition.
Well, somebody's wrong here, but anyway, let's keep moving.
That is my film.
I'm gonna go back and re-listen.
That I actually very much quite enjoyed, and I thought.
So wait, just everybody dies at the end? Wait, I didn't.
Everybody except DJ.
Okay.
Well, that's good. I'm glad he's
killed by carts and mannequins. All right, well, those are our movies, so now it's time for us to go through our best bullet points, where we each tell the biggest reasons why you should watch the movies that we watched. We'll start with Angus.
Okay. I explained a lot of mine. Like, the monsters were just fucking awesome looking. A lot of gore, like, crazy amount of, like, things dying.
We're excited for Monster Hunter, is what we're saying.
If they go R on it, fuck yes. I don't know, because I don't know what the game is. I don't know if the game is like adult or...
It's a little Japanese fella fighting dinosaur giant monster things with swords fucking shurikens and shit.
What's its rating?
The game.
It's rated not R. I mean, whatever.
Teen?
Normal is.
M.
No.
M would be R. T
Oh,
would be.
Yeah, M is R.
I'm gonna look it up right now. Actually, I don't know what it's rated.
Well,
I'll wait.
Okay.
yeah. Hey, everybody listening at home, just skip ahead, 15, 30 seconds. Yeah.
Anyways,
We're really doing this, I guess. Shit.
No, I'm not.
Okay,
Go
good.
ahead.
Well, now I'm curious. Fuck. Hold on. Let me.
It's
hear
rated
what
T for
Mike
teen.
does.
There's no blood or
Okay,
violence.
PG-13. Okay,
So it'll be a PG-13 movie.
that's
No
fine.
gore.
Yeah, you
Three
can kill a
Musketeers was
dinosaur and find rated
PG-13.
M. Yeah,
Pompeii
it's
was
dinosaur
PG-13.
shit. You can kill a dinosaur. It's fine.
How many hallways do you think you could do in a Monster Hunter game? Because it seems like it'd be all outdoors.
Well, I bet there'd be a lot of like there's
Caves.
a mountain on the left, mountain on the right, and like a river valley through the middle. I bet there'd be at least 3 of those. You know what I
like
mean?
the cave idea.
Yeah,
Okay.
there'd be a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
of
there obviously has to be a cave. There's like saber
Cave
tooths
with
and shit.
lasers.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
Cavesers.
he needs to hire us. I gotta tweet him.
Yeah, do it. Tell them about this podcast. With our,
How have we not reached
Well,
out
yeah,
to
I
him
did.
yet?
I did tell everybody in the cast of Event Horizon about the podcast. I don't think they were as excited. So maybe the director will be.
I don't think you didn't tell him.
I
you
did.
just
I
followed
messaged
him.
everybody that I
person
could find on
just an
Twitter.
individual DM. Let me slide into your DMs with this Event Horizon podcast.
I did not talk to DMX. Do you want me to talk to DMX?
Yeah,
Dude,
he's,
yes.
At Earl Simmons.
I honestly think we could get DMX on the show.
No, they all charge money. At least a little bit.
A little bit. All right. Great gore. Anyways, the Blu-ray version that I have
Yes.
comes with a thing called Retaliation Mode. And I didn't watch it because I just watched the movie last night. Oh, fuck, I'm burping like that fucking liquor's
Pig.
got to me. So what it does is it cuts in between scenes, and Mila Jovovich and Paul W.S. Anderson explain what's going on and how they did it, and it's behind the scenes shit in the movie while it's happening. And I let it go through to the first one, and the first thing it is Paul bragging about what a great writer and director he is to Amelia. And he's just going on yeah, it's because of my great writing and directing, isn't it?
Is he being sarcastically fun or?
He was being funny about it, but it was just it was funny that out of context, and if you didn't know him, he would just seem like an asshole, but
That's
it was
awesome.
definitely him joking around. So it actually made me excited to hear the rest of it. So I'm definitely going to watch that. I think that's pretty fun.
All
I
right.
love it.
Okay, so I'm on to my selling points. But before I do, one last little bit of Paul W.S. Anderson trivia.
Lay it on me.
Another famous director has been vocally not enthusiastic about his films, but later has been quoted as saying that Resident Evil is one of his guilty pleasure films, and that would be James Cameron.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Really?
He was against Alien vs. Predator. I gotta say, been quoted that it's probably going to kill the franchise, which it didn't, and they still release shitty movies just fine.
I think the newest one killed it.
I mean, if anything, it brought it back, right? That was the first one of all these new movies, so it brought
because
it back.
that was before Prometheus.
Right, it's before Prometheus, before Predators, before this newest Predator that's coming out.
Those both did really
obviously.
well.
But, yeah. So, and it had its own sequel.
Did you hear the controversy about the new Predator?
No.
No.
Sean Black hired his friend
Shane?
to Shane, whatever his name
Sean
is.
Black.
Yeah, he hired his friend to act in one of the scenes, but it turns out he's maybe a pedophile, and so
God damn it!
The studio had to cut out all of his scenes and stuff like that. And yeah, it just came out 6 hours ago. Everyone was giving him shit. And Shane Black was just oh, this guy was my friend. I'm just trying to give him a second chance.
That
And then
No. Wait, a second chance? So he knew?
Wait,
he totally knew. Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
then that's a mistake.
It was okay. It wasn't pedophilia stuff. It was a weird shit with his 14-year-old best friend.
No, come on, Mike.
daughter.
It's like, oh wait, let me dial that back. Let me soften that pedophilia blow.
Well,
No,
it wasn't a
dude,
6-year-old, but it was a 14-year-old being weird with him. He touched her boobs and stuff.
Wait, as an adult or at
Yeah, he
14
was
also?
totally 30.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
Wait, how do you have a 14-year-old friend at 30?
No. His best friend's daughter.
You damn well shouldn't.
Wait, it was his daughter?
No, his best friend's daughter.
His best friend's Shane Black. And this dude tried to give him a job after?
No.
What the fuck is wrong
with him?
Jesus Christ, I agree. Anyway, that's the story with the new Predator.
Is that your selling point?
All right. My turn.
Oh, okay, I forgot. I was going to say, I don't think you're going to win this one with that.
So my selling points. So my first selling point is I was lying all along, and it really is Orlando Jones. No.
What?
Oh, what? No, you're lying.
No. I would win right away with that. Oh, damn.
I'm going to pull back up his picture of him hurricane running. And then I'm going to get busted like Shane Black's friend.
Yeah. And then you'll get cast in a movie and cut. But at least you'll get a paycheck. And a credit.
That's true.
You'll get a credit, right? Even though it's cut.
I want money. I don't
IMDb.
give a shit about credit. Money's important.
I don't know if that does count if you get cut.
Yeah.
Maybe if I'd get put in the deleted scenes.
The Blu-ray, yeah.
And then it'll have like the parentheses of deleted scene on my IMDb.
Okay, so my selling points for the Three Musketeers. I've already said that it has good action. So the story's kind of weak, but it moves you from really good set piece to set piece. We have these huge friggin' crazy airship battles, and with the attack on Buckingham's fortress is awesome. They do the sword fights really well. And of course we know Anderson can direct action, and he just fills the movie with action because he seems to know that the story sucks. So that's really cool. Also, the production's design, the sets are amazing. I mean, look at Event Horizon for what Anderson can do with sets. Even Resident Evil, before he went into CGI Fest, the first few, have really good sets.
The first one was
the
visually
first one was him.
awesome.
The second and third he didn't do, but he produced. But yeah, the first
I
one
like the
visually
first one,
awesome.
how it looked.
Yeah, so again, he continues that whole even Pompeii, he really good at creating very expensive looking sets that create the world. There's nothing in there that really shows the seams when they're not using CGI. And the last thing is, this is kind of going right towards Mike more than Angus, I think. But I didn't mention who plays the Cardinal. That's Christoph Waltz.
Yeah, what?
Christoph Waltz? What the fuck?
I didn't know, but I knew Mike loves him, so...
I watch Quentin Tarantino movies, too.
Okay. I wasn't trying to say you didn't like him. I just didn't know.
What time frame is this? Is this after one of Quentin's roles?
This is 2011.
Okay.
So right around the time, he was becoming a name.
Cool.
Yeah, and he's great.
Does he totally play himself, or
he's Christoph Waltz, as you know and love him. He's amazing.
Fuck yeah, awesome.
Yeah, he's a great villain. Of course.
Yeah, he was the best part of Django.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's pretty much the best part of any movie he turns up in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the Three Musketeers.
That's a really good one, yeah. Okay, so my selling point is Sean Bean with Hulk Hogan's hair, brother, because he totally steals 80s Hulk Hogan's hair for this scene that he's in. It's amazing. Also, he has an Asian henchman who doesn't say anything, kind of
so
like
Sean Bean
too.
Sean
Bean
Hulk,
has an Asian
Hulk
henchman
Hogan with an Asian henchman.
Yeah. No, it's just Sean Bean with Hulk Hogan's hair.
Right.
But it's the legit blonde bald spot hair.
Yeah. The first shot is just
That's
him
awesome.
with this dangly ass, weird ass hair in the back. The second scene shows he has a super slick back hairstyle, but the very first impression is oh my god, that's Sean Bean as Hulk Hogan.
Oh my god,
It's great.
And so his first line is,
"Are you a beaniac?"
I wish.
Beanie Mania is gonna run wild on you, brother.
So like it pans up to his face and it shows him, and he sneers and he goes, "How do people live in this filth?" And like that's like one of his 6 lines in the movie. And then so DJ and Hulk Hogan, Sean Bean get into like a little verbal riff, and it's just really exciting. It's just a really good, exciting part of the movie. And basically everything about Sean Bean in the movie is great. And he comes at the perfect time because the movie was kind of getting a little bit slow. And then, boom, Sean Bean. And then it's just like, it shoots off again. So that's my selling point, Sean Bean. Back to Angus.
Bean Hogan. Why would it be back to me?
Right. Angus is done. So we just kind of let that sit as we make our way into our final segment. Which is
this is probably our most important one.
Yeah. This is where we tie it all together, where we relate all of our movies to Paul W.S. Anderson's cult classic Event Horizon. Naturally, we've self-enforced some rules for this one. Basically, no gimmies, no softballs, so no major cast or crew from Event Horizon can be related in these movies for this episode shift. So here we go.
I got nothing.
The Horizon shift.
Is that enough time?
Yes.
Yeah, it should be.
Okay.
Angus.
All right. So, with my movie, you said like no like reoccurring characters or anything like that or people.
Right, no major cast or crew.
This one I think is a little different because it's not really a person, but throughout like the first half of Resident Evil, there is barbed wire everywhere.
Nice. I like
so
barbed wire.
I see where you're going.
It goes back to like his whole barbed wire like thing. So he has a thing for hallways and barbed wire, I've noticed. All right. That's one. I also got crazy doctors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And then the final one, which I think is the most important, is the actual production of the film itself was actually like basically a hell shoot.
Oh, yeah?
Because people, like, there was a stunt man... Or
7 people died!
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, people died during the making of this film. And, like, a woman was, like, a motorcycle stunt person, and she got her arm severed off.
Oh, no.
Arm
while
or arms?
doing it. Arm, just one of them.
Oh, okay.
Just completely fucking gone. And then there was another stunt person who actually died during the filming.
Jeez.
While doing his scene. So basically, all hell broke loose on that set with people dying and being dismembered.
I hope 13 people died during Monster World filming. Including Mila Jovovich.
Movies?
All like his movies just keep upping the ante on how many people die in them.
It just actually becomes Event Horizon. Our reality turns into the film.
That's what I got.
I'm just letting that settle in that people or a person died to bring me Resident Evil 6.
And somebody is missing an arm for it.
Yeah, somebody's out there missing an arm for Resident Evil.
They probably get a cooler arm though, so.
Well, it was a woman too. Like she must give really like unenthusiastic hand jobs now.
All right, what do you got, TJ?
I hate following that. Damn. I wrote the briefest of notes, which don't make sense to me now for my Horizon shift.
I can go second if you like.
And his was so good. Yeah. You go ahead while I collect my thoughts on mine.
Okay.
This is unprecedented.
Unprecedented. Yeah, that's perfect. All right. So mine's kind of like super on the nose. There's a scene halfway through the film where Billy is playing chicken with cars, just kind of hanging out in the highway. His chick is all like, "No, Billy, what is you doing, Billy?" Yada yada. And then like a big ass semi truck comes down the highway, and he stands in front of it yelling and being all freaky and shit. and we get this camera shot where it's like it shows his face in like a super duper close up, and you can see like the camera going down his throat, and the lights of the semi get like brighter and brighter, and we get the super quick cut. And if in the next cut, what we get next is like the Event Horizon's core, it would look exactly like one of the close-ups of like one of the crew aboard the Lewis and Clark. Like if you just imagine like Jude Law is being shown how he died, and he's here in the ship and stuff like that. So it was cool to see like this perfect like Event Horizon like shot, but just like 3 years ago involving a semi-truck and some dork on the road. So that's
if we edited that in, would it like work? You think?
Yes, no, dude. As soon as his face showed up, like during the scene, I'm like, holy shit, I'm in Event Horizon right now. And then like a second later, like it quick cuts, and then it goes to like the semi truck. I was like, holy shit, that was Event Horizon. It totally looked awesome.
All right, fans, get on it. Whoever does the first edit of any of these will get a free T-shirt as soon as we make them.
Okay.
Hang on. I have a thing about that. I almost for this Event Horizon thing got us like a bunch of like puzzles from like scenes during the Event Horizon. And I emailed them and I placed the order and everything. And after I placed the order, they were like, "These are way too dark. There is no way in hell these will work as puzzles." Yes, and I had 9 of them. I was going to send 3 for me, 3 for TJ, and 3 for Angus.
And, oh my god, that's amazing!
And then they were just like, "No, this literally cannot happen." And I was like, "Is there any way to like high definition them?" And they were like, "No." I was like, "Oh man!"
Well, where did you get the images?
I actually put the Event Horizon movie on. I downloaded the highest res possible, and
he took pictures on his phone.
No, it was the absolute highest res possible, and they were just like, not a chance. And so I was like, what about these scenes? And I gave them like some like second scenes I had, and they were like, okay, those are good, but those are super super fuzzy. And so I was like, I don't want them fuzzy. So I'm saving this in case like the 4K ever comes out. You know what I mean?
Do you have the messages from these people? Because I would love to read this.
I'll try to find them somewhere.
Why are they telling you? Like, is it maybe a copyright thing? Because like,
no.
They're making puzzles for people sending in like pictures of their fucking dogs and kids. Like how
they're sending in pictures of Sam Neill.
On their website, it says they won't do like copyrighted material. But when I was talking to them, they didn't say anything about that. They just said the things were too fuzzy, or the things weren't clear, were too dark. And then the second go around, they said it was way too fuzzy. And
you know what's hilarious?
They didn't say anything about the copyright.
That's weird because
they probably.
But their website does say that. It does say like you can't do copyright stuff.
I'm just imagining they've never seen Event Horizon, and they think this is your life and what you do.
Yeah, you went to like some museum, like some weird art museum.
This is me hanging out with my scars all over my body. This is my best black friend who hangs out in a flying chair.
My best friend Lawrence Fishburne.
They're just like, you need to get better pictures of your life going on, sir. Use a flash.
Oh man.
So for my Horizon shift, a lot of this movie is like basically like the Cardinal, or especially Buckingham. Buckingham's like a lot of his motivation is because of Mila. You know, he thinks they're a thing and that they're in love, and he's ready to go to war with England over her. So a lot of his motivation is because of her, but like she's not actually into him. She's just for herself and for the money. So she's a lie to him, much like Dr. Weir's dead wife, who haunts him and entices him and basically is the opening for the Event Horizon to capture him and twist him into
the huntress,
the lie.
Yeah.
And that's my shift.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so now it's the time of the episode where we wrap it up and we choose a winner. Now, we have something special this time around because this is a special episode. The winner, in 1 year's time, we'll get to pick what we do for next year's Event Horizon Month episode.
So you guys have 12 months to be excited about this.
Yeah, and whoever it is has 11 months to decide what it's going to be.
Fuck yeah.
So Angus,
You know what's going to be hilarious? If it's Mike, like, he's not even going to have it till the day of.
Oh, yeah, I know.
No, I'm going to be we're going to be filming the episode and be like, what? Me?
And then if it's me, I'm going to have it, and I'll, like, forget. And I'll have to come up with a new one, like, 2 months out.
I'll be like, we do a podcast? Still? This is fucking news to me.
And it's kind of surprising we're still doing this. So.
16 episods.
16-ounce episodes.
I'm really excited
13
to get to number
listens.
100, so I get a tattoo.
That's great.
15 listens. If we can get 16 listens total.
One per episode the whole way through.
I think if we have one listen per episode that doesn't include one of us, that's amazing. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you, buddy. Angus's coworker.
Yes. Shout out.
Shout out, dude.
I'm not going to say his name because he might be embarrassed that he listens and he's the only one.
That wonderful woman with the big boobs still listening?
I don't know.
She's in your head.
Shout out to you, big boob girl. Woman.
She hasn't messaged me since episode 6.
Okay,
so.
now we're getting like weirdly personal. So Angus,
okay.
vote for your movie.
Yeah.
We're just going to call out everybody I know.
Yeah. We know the 3 people who listen. We're gonna call them out specifically. Fucking retarded. It's stupid.
We just offended all of them, and now we have no listeners.
All right, who are you winning?
Who are you winning
Who are you winning?
in this debut Event Horizon episode?
Debut.
Butte sounds like a shitty, like, Midwestern town.
It's the French version of Das Boot. Debut.
Debut. All right, fuck me. I'm gonna go Mike.
Yeah!
No real thought behind it.
Fair enough. TJ, go!
So Angus definitely had the best shift, but I really don't want to give it to Mike. But the way he kept saying DJ, talking about Jason Isaacs, and he just kept saying it and saying it and saying it and saying it, and like since Jason Isaacs is in the new Star Trek right now, Star Trek Discovery, I'm like really into him, I guess, and curious about him. And so, yeah, I'm a fucking idiot, but I vote Mike too.
Woo! Mike's the winner! All right.
So Mike, just for kicks, who do you
have picked?
I really absolutely no destination to ever listen to if the Milo Jovovich movie that Angus has watched ever again. But he made it watchable, and I want to watch it now. So that's the one I'm rezzing on. I'm not even sure I'm speaking English at this point. I
don't know what you just said.
Time to end the show.
I need some coffee.
It's midnight.
This was an exhausting 2 hours. I feel like I ran a marathon.
You know what's hilarious is he's going to drink coffee and then watch the Watchmen director's cut again.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
4 hours of Watchmen.
That's exactly what I'm doing next. I'm actually making biscuits as soon as we get off this, and I'm making coffee too.
I'm gonna watch a Bollywood movie.
What?
Yeah, starring Shah Rukh Khan. He plays a So actually, fun fact: we did that Bollywood episode, and we tried to pair beers with it. There's actually 3 provinces or states in India that are completely dry, and they actually enforce prohibition.
Wow.
That was one of the reasons I thought it was so hard to find beer there.
Well, it's not the whole country.
I didn't fucking go there.
But fuck, did you go to India?
So I started watching this movie about a bootlegger in India, but it takes place now. So I was like, well, shit. Did I like have us do a Bollywood episode and pair beers and totally miss the fact that it's a dry country?
Wild.
But it's just 3 particular regions.
Hey, so for all our fans who may have forgotten, and maybe some of us podcasters, what is the next theme of our show?
I'll let Angus tell you that because I can't pronounce the word when I'm drinking.
Tell us about the next Jello thing.
It's Jello pudding movies.
Giallo
films.
Yeah. Oh, I did do it. Right.
I didn't. Yes.
Can you spell that for the people at home?
They should know.
Giallo. You know what's funny is I did mention this to the one guy, and he had no idea what I was talking about when I was mentioning the theme.
All right, so we might introduce one.
Can I just watch the movie Giallo with Adrian Brody, or?
Yeah, I was gonna say there is an Adrian Brody movie about it, and I think Dario Argento made it.
Well, shit. Okay.
Can I just watch that? No, okay.
I was gonna watch it.
Okay, I'll pick something else.
I hope all three of us watch it. Everybody, whether you have big boobs or not, please go and listen to our show, follow our iTunes, our Google Play, leave us reviews, follow the Facebook page, the Instagram page, I guess our Twitter page, where we are harassing... No, we are harassing, apparently, the stars of Event Horizon, and we had no idea about it.
But they probably have all replied. Mike just never checks.
He never logged in.
They're like, wait, where do we listen? Where do we listen?
Sam Neill is like, I would love to do an interview with you guys.
I'd actually
we just have no fucking clue.
I'm going to be going on James Corden's show soon, and I'd love to promote you guys. What's the name? Where do I go?
Well, if any of this is true, I'll never tell you because I would feel embarrassed.
I appreciate that. It would burn me inside.
It would be pretty burnable, yeah.
Yeah, don't go to the Twitter.
Lovely. I'll see you everybody in a week or 7. I don't know. Goodbye.
Yeah, who's counting? See ya.
See you.
Oh my God.